Hey YouTube, so listen, it's been a while since I posted a video on the Roundabout. Done a couple upgrades, maybe not upgrades, but I modified a little bit. I put a different depth finder on there, and I actually have an outboard on it now. I went with the Suzuki 4-stroke, so 2.5 horsepower. It's a 20-inch shaft on there, and the only issue I'm having with it is it's really pushing against the transom, so it has a lot of thrust on this little outboard. And with the weight I have on this boat, probably with I put a bigger battery. I went with the Group 31 this time, and of course I have the bow mounted trolling motor, so that adds weight. Myself, I carry a lot of gear on here too, so I'm going to show you that I've kind of built a plate for the transom. It's not really working out. It puts a lot more force in the center of the transom, so the boat sort of pushes it. Another issue I'm having is it's pushing so hard in the center that it's kind of bowed it like this, so it actually on the bottom end of the shaft, it's hitting, especially when I torque it up and probably about half throttle, it smashes that foot against the drain plug. So it makes it a little harder to steer at that point. So I've even got the drain plug screwed in as far as I can get it and still having that issue. So what I'm going to do, I've ordered a 1/8 inch sheet of aluminum. I'm going to cut it and form it to the transom and bolt it on there and see how my plan is for it to kind of equally distribute the weight from top to bottom to sort of eliminate this banana bow effect. So hopefully it will push it more top to bottom and more evenly. So I don't think it'll change the way it puts this thing up on plane, because I'm telling you, this little boat really lifts this thing up. So I mean, you can force the front back down, but it just shovels water more. This boat isn't graceful in the water. I'll tell you that. It will push you, and I've seen a little over 5 miles an hour with this little outboard. So it pushes a lot of water on the front. If you let it skirt up a little bit and kind of plane or act like it's going to get up on a plane, it actually moves smoother. But outboard's got plenty of power to push this thing even with all the weight on it. So let me just show you that transom, kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So there's the Suzuki 2.5. And I've actually built, well, I didn't build it, but I purchased it. This is a kind of a decorative bracket for decks and porches. You pick these things up at Lowe's. It was almost perfect for the size, and kind of went down and contoured to this, and it looked pretty nice. I actually put a section on the back. This is a cutting board, and this is added bracing that I use. I actually have some rubber in here to this help eliminate the vibration I was getting. It wasn't much, but it was enough to just aggravate me, really. Put this strap on there. This is like a decking or a tie strap or something for roofing. Bolted that in the center section of this piece of steel. It definitely helped. It keeps it more level, more flush, and didn't cause as much pushing in on this transom. But let me see if I can get this angle. You can sort of see the bow that it is producing. So even though as far as this is back on away from this drain plug on this, once this thing gets kicked up, it pushes it down, and you can see right, if it'll focus, you can see right there where it's actually been rubbing on that drain plug. So it hasn't damaged it or anything, and nothing's going on with the back, but definitely something I want to do. So my idea is to get that aluminum plate, mount it from top and to the bottom here, because it definitely will not flex here, and it doesn't flex up top like it you know, it does in the center of this thing. So even with the bracing and the support I have here, I still have that issue. So it's an idea. I'll post another video once I get that done. But there it is. I mean, this thing, I've had no issues out of this little thing, even though I take it out a lot. I did. It's got the those side lights are actually rock lights, which you would put on a truck or something under the fenders to make the lights shine down on the tires in the fender wells. But they work really good on this thing. Don't pull a lot of power off your battery, and they help light up the docks and the shoreline at night. So other than that, like I said, I upgraded my depth finder. I put the Humminbird Helix 7. This is the mega down image. While I got this map up here, I'll actually show you the fuel tank. This thing really sips the fuel. If I filled it up when I came out, I just looked in there. It's maybe almost half of that tank. It takes around maybe a half gallon to fill it up. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it doesn't take a lot. And I'll show you on my map here. Let's see. Here's where I am. So this is the boat ramp that I started at. And so I did this trek over, down, and all the way down to this bridge here and all the way back up. So as far as the fuel efficiency on this thing, it's really good. So I'm not even worried about carrying extra fuel unless I decide to go further out in these coves. I mean, I've taken it, I usually take this path more, as you can see. I haven't cleared it off my map, but I go all the way down here, all the way back and down. No issues with even getting low or even beginning to run out of fuel. But it's a great little boat, great little setup. I really can't argue with it. I mean, it's super stable. I've handled some massive wakes out here with you know, all the shutdowns and everybody kind of out on the lake doing their thing. The wake boats had been out kicking up, so you know, they're aggravating, but not once have I felt like I was gonna, you know, get flipped out of this thing or fall out or it tip over or sink or anything. So if you haven't seen these boats before, check them out. I mean, it's a really cool thing. Roundabout boats, roundabout watercraft. Thanks for watching, guys.